Recently, that is about 2 weeks ago, I went to the Victoria Whisky Festival. They have one every year except for the last 2 years in a row because. So this was our first whiskey festival in 3 years. And when I was at the festival, I met up with people like Trenny and C, um, the Whiskey Explorer, and also Spirit Safe, Rob. Now, about 6 months ago, Rob had made a video that was intriguing, but because I knew nothing about the subject, I didn't comment on the video. But this morning, I did comment on the video because he gave me a sample. Now, here it says Abasolo. That's all it says is Abasolo. So I had to do some research, which is something that I'm usually very lazy about and usually don't do. So I went and checked out his video. Well, first of all, I checked out Abasolo whiskey. Just Googled it, and it said Abasolo, El Whisky de Mexico. Okay, so Mexican whiskey. And of course, they have like a little video clips on their website, and it's like guys harvesting corn and pulling corn off the cob. And okay, so it's corn whiskey. And Rob's video said the same thing, that it's corn whiskey, but it's made using methods of harvesting and preparing corn that were pre-Columbian. So it's an authentic Mexican product rather than, as Rob said in his really excellent video. I'll put a link in the description to his video. He said that, countries like Japan learned how to make whiskey from the Scots because they went to Scotland and they learned how to make it. And then they brought the techniques back to Japan. And he was even joking that, yes, some of the whiskey that had been labeled as Japanese was really Scotch. But anyway, I digress. I'm here to try El Whisky de Mexico, Abasolo. As far as I know, it's bottled at 43% alcohol by volume. And I really don't know a whole heaping hell of a lot more about it, except that it's corn whiskey. And Rob did say that it's a unique kind of experience. So I think I'm going to give it a go. I need to have a bit of a whiskey to relax because I have to have an afternoon nap, and it's now almost 10 o'clock in the morning. So I want to relax, have a whiskey, and why not make a sample Sunday video out of it? I'm a little bit snotty, so I gotta... I don't know. I keep catching these little sniffles. Ah! That is interesting. Right away. Oh, wow, that's different. It reminds me. It's definitely corn whiskey. But it has some other notes going on the nose. Rob mentioned tequila. I get that. I definitely get the tequila. He probably got a bunch more things than I will get because of my current snotty condition. I'm also reminded of a greenhouse. When I was a kid, my mother's uncle worked at a greenhouse on a cemetery. And this greenhouse was where they grew all the flowers. And, there were shelves and benches and stuff, but the floor, except for maybe where you would walk was concrete sidewalk kind of thing. But in between, underneath The tables and benches on which the flowers were growing was dirt, dunnage. I'm definitely getting the dunnage here too. Dunnage and corn, but not the sweetness. Now, he mentioned that too, not the sweetness. And that tequila note. It's as if they used the same stills for making tequila, but they didn't clean the stills out when they made the corn whiskey. But I don't know. This is unique. It's not like an American corn whiskey, like mellow corn. And it's not like a Highwood 90 5-year-old, which is also a corn whiskey, but it's Canadian. This is so different. What else do I get on the nose except for that? You can tell there's corn in there, and you got that. What else shall I call it but an agave note on the nose. This is a big sample. This is a 2-ounce sample. It's a little more than a quig-sized dram because it's a little deeper than the thickest part of the glass, which is great and generous. Gives me a chance to really appreciate the whiskey, having a few sips before downing the last of it. Well, I'm going to go for a sip now that we've been in for 7 minutes. Let me cleanse the palate because I just had my breakfast. Breakfast consisted of Black Forest ham, prosciutto, red delicious apple, cheddar cheese and Gouda cheese, pickles and olives. They were garlic dill pickles and olives. Stuffed queen-size olives. But I digress again. Okay. Now we taste. Ooh. It's very similar on the palate as it is on the nose. I get a burst of tequila flavor. You know, that could be it. Maybe, in order to age this corn whiskey, they used ex-tequila barrels, or barrels that had once contained tequila. So it's getting a secondhand. Yes, that's probably where the tequila comes from. They probably didn't use bourbon barrels because bourbon barrels would be more expensive. So they used tequila barrels. Why not? You know, tequila barrels which had once contained tequila reposado or añejo. Yeah. That's where the tequila comes from. Now I got it. And yeah, underlying that forward tequila note, under there is corn. But it's not a sweet corn, it's just corn. Corn like corn on the cob, not like sweet corn in a bourbon. For me, that that tequila or mezcal or whatever is overpowering. It's too much. I'm not really a fan of tequila. I mean, I'll drink it when it's real hot and I'm in Mexico. But I haven't been to Mexico for several years now. I don't really miss it either. But maybe after I retire, I might spend my winters down there. But not in the parts of Mexico where I've been. But now I'm digressing once again. What can I make of this Abasolo El Whisky de Mexico? You know, it would be very interesting if they used ex-bourbon barrels. Or if they used virgin oak barrels. Yeah, along with the tequila note, there is wood too. I'm getting a wood note. And I'm guessing, I don't know, do they use virgin oak for tequila? Or do they use ex-bourbon? Because I'm getting the wood as if it's been used a couple times at least. Because overpowering the wood and overpowering everything else is that tequila note. Well, how do you say cheers in Mexican? In Spanish, in Mexican Spanish, how do you say cheers? Do you say salud? I don't know what you say. I'm gonna bring out the old cheers button and see what it gives us. Yeah, close enough. Chin chin. So in that case, chin chin.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Food quick.
Yeah.